One of the things that stops young entrepreneurs the most is this idea of what is necessary to start. Like, how much money do I need to start? How much expertise do I need to start? These sort of things. I'm going to explain that in this video, but first I want to say most people really badly overestimate how much it takes to start. But then most people severely underestimate what it takes to reach whatever goal they have in mind. 1,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 100,000 a month. I'll talk about some numbers, but the important thing is to understand you can start now, whatever your number is, whatever your situation is, and you should start now because whatever goal you have, it's gonna take like 10 to 100 times more effort than you think to get there. So one day you'll get there and you'll wish you'd have started sooner so that you could have gotten there sooner, because it was a long journey up the mountain and it would have been nice to get started right away. So what does it take to start? How much do I need to start? Can I start? Yes. This is why I don't think young entrepreneurs should do e-com or should do some of these tech things, because to start properly, most of the experts, I'm not an expert, I've bought courses, I've done research, but I haven't gotten rich off of e-com. Most experts agree you need about $1,000 to $5,000 seed money, and there's a chance, because you're an idiot paying down ignorance debt, that you lose it. And so I would say, if you don't have tons in the bank, service-based business. That'll at least give you a base from which to launch into these other businesses, and if you lose it all, you can come back to service-based, make back your money. It's really beautiful. So within service-based businesses, there really is an entry point anywhere. I did auto detailing. If you want to get a starter setup auto detailing, you're looking at about 500 bucks. I think when I bought my starter setup, I put in about 12 to 1500 bucks. But you don't need that much. You could do 500 and then acquire gear from there. But that's a little bit higher. There's certain service-based businesses where you need 15 grand because you got to buy a whole trailer and this and that. But then there's things like window washing. All you need, theoretically, is a bucket of soapy water and a rag. And you might be like, no, but there's specific squeegees and there's specific this and these cleaners and that. Okay, you're a window washer. 90% of the population is hiring you 90% of the time because they don't want to stand out in the sun and do it themselves, not because you have the fancy squeegees and the fancy blah, blah, blah. Additionally, the fancy squeegees and the fancy blah, 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 you could probably get a starter set for about $100, maybe a little more for like top tier squeegees. So do 2 or 3 jobs and bingo, now you have the master setup if that gives you some comfort. My point being, start now. How do I start? When do I start? What do I need to start? It's not about that. It's about, you should be asking, how much is it gonna take? How long am I gonna have to go? And how much am I gonna have to work? Because yeah, that is where the cost comes in.